What's good, my fellow producers, my music makers, my beat makers, my musicians? It's DJ Fanatic at soundsforproducers.com, and I'm hitting you with another episode of A to Z, from A to Z, going over Zaytoven's book, where I feel like certain things stood out to me. Just hopefully it gives you some inspiration, some knowledge, and also just something else to motivate you to do what you love. So anyway, this is chapter 18, Reinvent. Alright, got some more subscribes. Thank y'all for subscribing. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for the love. Really appreciate it. Hopefully these videos are inspiring you. We're coming to the end of the book. I actually don't want to stop reading it. It's really short. If you haven't heard of it, if you make music, definitely it's a read. It inspired me. Actually, I would like to read it again now that I'm thumbing through it. But you should get through this book in a week. I mean, it depends how fast you read. I'm actually a slow reader, and I read it in about a week. So I like to soak in every word and just kind of get in the mind of the author. So anyway, chapter 18, Reinvent. Starts out with a Bible verse here. Because wealth is not permanent, not even nations last forever. You cut the hay and then cut the grass on the hillsides while the next crop of hay is growing. So basically, everything's evolving, everything's changing. Alright, so his first paragraph here: I'm constantly looking for ways to take what I've already done and create something new, or combining my past experiences with a fresh idea to bring about new energy in my career. I call it the art of reinvention. I experienced a drought season in 2011, although I stayed selling beats. But it was during this time that I figured I needed to regroup. I learned to adapt quickly and saw it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and change. You have to expect and prepare for those downtimes, because it's not a matter of if they're coming, but when. I forgot to mention also, if you haven't subscribed by now and you're just watching the videos, go ahead, hit that sub button. Click the bell as well so that way you're alerted to the new videos that are posted to the channel. And thanks for the love, really appreciate it. This reminds me of every music producer should adapt. I highly recommend every producer to have multiple streams of revenue. There's music everywhere, and you're only blind to where you can't see money unless you're optimistic and open to it. You're blind if you're not trying. You're blind if you're like, man, ain't no money making music. Look at the people that are successful in the music business. There's more than just placements. With artists, there's more than just, beat battles. There's more than just YouTube, selling beats on YouTube or online. There's other avenues where you can get money for your music. You can do scores, scores for TV shows. That's when you build up your musicality, because it's not all about just making trap beats or just making, sample beats. There's more to music. If that's your thing, go ahead, do it. I'm not knocking it. But to be able to adapt is important, because maybe trap won't be it anymore, Maybe something else. Lo-fi has been going crazy, and maybe that takes over the whole trap element. Actually, that'd be kind of cool, because I think different lyrical content will come out of that. But, still, learn to adapt and be flexible, because the only constant is change. So you have to position yourself in a way that it doesn't matter what's going on in the industry, because you're prepared for anything. You don't have to accept just any job to stay afloat. For me, this book has been a long time coming and a labor of love. So I worked on it while simultaneously filming the movie. Both the film and the book were projects in alignment with my God-given talent and passion. So I suggest that when you're reinventing yourself, be authentic and honest about your capabilities. Reinvent, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. One of the best things about being an entrepreneur is that you're already used to the art of self-marketing and promotion. When making Birds of a Feather, which was this movie, I'd never acted a day in my life. I had been in videos before, but that's not the same as starring in a lead role on the big screen. I went from scoring the film to being in it, and I accepted the challenge. I love the idea of trying something new, and I equally like knowing that I was reinventing the Zaytoven brand, yet remaining authentic. Just want to touch on that a little bit. Just because you're reinventing yourself, do what's on your heart, trust your instincts. Sometimes people are not gonna like what you do. Trust me, I'm living proof. Some people don't like the certain beats that I make. I like to go against the grain and just make whatever inspires me. I don't like to do what every other producer does as a producer, and I'm sure you don't either. I mean, all of us are unique and special for a reason, and everything inspires us. I heard some interesting beats before, but when I listen to it again, I'm like, yo, that's kind of cool. So you never know where your music can take the industry. You could be the force that can push everything in a different direction, like the way you make chords, or the type of drums you make, or the rhythms that you make. Whatever inspired you to be who you are, all experiences in your lifetime, that affects the type of music, the type of output you put out there. So don't feel like reinventing yourself, you're selling yourself out, because as long as you're staying true to you, you're staying on your path. Don't worry about anybody else. Man, I try not to get so deep in these videos, but if I touched you on that one, give it a thumbs up. So a whole new generation has grown up since I made my name producing Gucci's hits. So this new exposure opened up a whole new fan base for me. I've gotten more people who come up to me about the movie than I ever did at the height of my production career. Now, people find out about my music after researching me from Birds of a Feather. It's truly amazing and a blessing. Man, oh man. It's crazy. I've been making music like forever, and like nobody really heard it for a long time until I started doing YouTube and getting on camera more. So I can totally relate to what he's saying. Producers, y'all gotta get out there. I know so many producers that are afraid to get in front of the camera, or afraid to speak their mind, or afraid to even upload their beats online. I mean, this is the future of music. And to have your music online, your presence online, people get to know you. They get to know who you are as a person, and get to relate to your humor. And it's being a human being, communicating to another human being, it's essential. You're born with that from birth. There's no email. You're not born emailing when you come out the womb, and there's no way you're born texting or even calling someone. You're born seeing someone in their eyes, touching someone with your hands. Like a one-on-one conversation, there's nothing that can replace that, because you're human. I forgot what I was getting to. So yeah, about me getting on camera more as a producer, it's changed a lot for me. It gave me a lot of exposure. Like, I was the quiet guy that always just made beats. Word of mouth. He makes beats. I'll send them to you, whatever. But now I have a whole nother avenue of people knowing who I am and knowing the type of music I make. And, I can totally relate what he's saying there. I just completed my next movie project called Finesse under my film company with Al Nuke. I actually need to see that. And I'm starring in and scoring that movie too. And this all came about because of reinventing the talents I already had, as well as discovering a few new ones. When you're in the reinvention process, don't let the unknown stop you from pushing forward. You will figure it out as you go along. Switch up how you do things and explore new approaches, but build on the foundation you already established. Also, what I was going to mention, the reinventing is, like, let's say you take this route and start doing some type of film work or scoring for other people's films, like tons of Amazon originals, tons of Hulu originals, tons of Netflix originals, all that stuff. Like, you step out of your comfort zone, you know, other people will see that light. They'll see that energy that you're doing something different. They're like, yo, you scored that? Hey, would you mind working on my so-and-so? Or you do stuff for video games. There's a huge shout out to E3. E3 just aired. I need to check out some of that stuff, but I've fallen off my video game stuff because I'm so into music. But yeah, when you start stepping out of your comfort zone and just kind of, you know, conquering your fear, other people sense that. You know, the universe senses that. And you're basically creating a new you by shedding that skin of fear. So anyway, reinvention can and should come in the form of your production style. I definitely think it's imperative to establish a signature sound, but once you've solidified yourself, branch out into another genre that moves you. Usher's Papers was a record that reinvented my sound and got my name buzzing in the R&B market. Not only did I earn my first Grammy, hey, shout out to any producers that watch this that have a Grammy. It's one of my lifelong goals as well. It's gonna happen, I know. And I'm gonna hold it up on this camera and show you. But also my first #1 record. Also started getting label calls for more R&B beat submissions. That's what's up. As far as establishing your sound, I don't know, that's a tricky one for me because I'm more like a chameleon. I like different stuff. Like, I move most of my life. I've been DJing most of my life, playing other people's records, so I'm influenced by all these different things. I'm part Puerto Rican, black, you know, and I got just different elements in my DNA. And I was born in New York, you know, where breakdancing and b-boying and all that, you know, so graffiti, you know, all that. So I got all these different elements that influence me. So maybe my established sound is being able to do things that no one else do. I don't know. But for you, I don't know. It's a toss-up. I won't say make an established sound because let's say you make that sound and not everybody feels it. You know, then you're stuck. Nobody wants to hear that, you know. But I don't know. Do what's in your heart and be dope. Be as creative as possible and just keep going at it. I'm just Zayn. Embrace the term reinvent. It's your friend. It's not that you are looking to be someone else. Think about it from the perspective that you're trying to bring about the life you're imagining for yourself into a tangible reality by acting like the person you want to become. When you start to carry yourself that way, adopting the mindset and emulating the behavior of your improved self, watch doors of opportunity open up. And it's basically what I was saying earlier, how you shed the skin of your old self. And people start seeing and feeling that you mean business and that you are creative and professional and, you know, taking strides to a new producer career. Think about it from the perspective that you're trying to bring about the life you're imagining for yourself into a tangible reality, but acting like the person you want to become. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. This chapter is like one page, but reinventing yourself, you know, it could be on different levels too, because at this stage he had major hits on the radio, major hits being sold with Gucci and other artists he worked with. And you know what? Reinventing yourself, it could even be at a smaller level. Maybe you're just starting out and you never had a song done with an artist before, you know? So step out there and communicate with an artist. You know, if anything that you're passionate about, and let's say you heard an artist just rap like crazy on this beat and you love what they did with it, reach out to them. Like, yo, I love how you flowed. I like that one line, whatever. I just wanted to show respect, whatever. I got some beats. I can send it to them if you want. You see what I'm saying? That connection could be the lifelong connection, and y'all work together and you end up, you know, with millions. And then you have your kids playing with your kids, whatever, you're driving around, cars, all that. So you never know about reinventing yourself. It's on many levels. And it could be like, for instance, let's say you never, like I said before, you've never been on camera. That's another thing. Another thing is like maybe you start trying a different genre of music to produce. Maybe you switched up DAWs and try something else. You know, don't fear change when it comes to being an entrepreneur. I mean, change is gonna happen regardless. You can't stop it because we're meant to evolve. We're meant to move like wind, like energy. We're not stagnant. Like you look in your skin or your body in a microscope, we're constantly moving. There's microorganisms that don't stop moving. So you're moving on a microscopic level, and everything bigger than you, bigger than us, is moving on a massive scale. The universe is moving. When you sleep, when you wake up, you feel like you're still right now. Even the earth is moving. It's turning around and it's in orbit. Man, I'm getting too crazy. But you get the point I'm trying to make. So we're constantly reinventing ourselves, whether you like it or not. And that's the beauty of it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, it's DJ Fanatic Beats at soundsforproducers.com. And of course, I got a bunch of links in the description for those loop packs. Make something dope so we can retweet it, repost it on Instagram. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, it's Sounds for Producers on Instagram, so make sure you follow us on there. And thanks for the love on there too. Getting a lot of love from producers and artists as well, and a lot. And also, I didn't mention, this past weekend I got the chance to hang out at a mastermind with BusyWorks Beats, which was super dope. Shout out to BusyWorks Beats for the dope mastermind and all the producers that attended and played music as well. Man, it was a great experience, and hopefully, you know, I can, you know, go again and, you know, see what's popping. So there's something else I'm gonna mention. Oh, if you haven't subscribed, click that sub button right now. What are you waiting on? Are you just gonna watch a video and go away? Nah, son, I know you didn't do that. So click the sub button, click the bell as well so you can see more videos that we post on the channel, and give it a thumbs up if you got anything out of this video. And if you got a producer friend that can learn with some of the stuff I'm saying, definitely forward it to them. Peace and love. Have a good night. Catch you in the next one. Peace.